For this assignment, I was asked the question, how do I see me as a learner? And for this presentation, we begin at the top right and move clockwise to show how I have changed as a learner. At the top right, as a child growing up in the 70s and 80s. At the bottom right, attending post-secondary school and entering the workforce in the 1990s. At the bottom left, as a parent in the 2000s and working on a career. And at the top left, today, as a senior leader in the workplace. On reflection, we can apply the concepts of learning to the four phases, starting with the child at the top right, the concepts of Robert Gagne, who focused on different levels of learning that were required for different strategies. As I moved to young adulthood and into parenthood, and now as a senior leader in the community and workplace, the concepts of Benjamin Bloom were supported as changing strategies for learning was needed. As a young adult in post-secondary school, the lower order methods of knowledge acquisition and memorization had to move to comprehension. And the move from comprehension to the application in the workplace required different learning strategies. As I reflected as a learner during elementary and secondary school, I recalled that almost everything was new and memorization led to academic success. And from this slide, the windmill is used to represent new knowledge that I could recall the details fairly easily. And for the context of this instructional design course, I do not think that I was at the initial stages of any of the learning models. As a young adult, I entered university, and as a learner, I quickly realized that memorization could only go so far. Using our windmill analogy, I couldn't see all of the windmills, and the trees were in the way. There was simply too much information, and I did not know what to memorize. As I increasingly focused on understanding, I began to have learning success. As a learner that was new to the workforce, I reverted to memorizing stuff, and as per this course module, I seem to have followed the cognitive load theory, where understanding the workplace required new tools such as chunking to integrate knowledge and new experiences. And being new to the workforce also aligned with constructivism, where I moved from theoretical to real-world learning. I needed to integrate knowledge and experiences to create new ways of doing things. When I became a parent in the 2000s, I began to understand, or to use my understanding to explain topics. And on reflection of being a parent, most success seemed to come from considering the learners, my children's perspective. I needed to consider their knowledge and their experiences. Continuing as a learner in the workplace, understanding the workplace dynamics and integrating analysis and critical thinking allowed for success. Today, my focus as a learner is using knowledge and understanding that was gained through the first three phases of life and has moved to an understanding that learning happens best when knowledge and experience are considered. As a learner, knowledge alone can be overwhelming and it's difficult to retain solely through memorization. And on reflection, experiences of the windmills if given the background, knowledge, and some understanding. In summary, my reflections as a learner leads me to believe that I have evolved and may have come full circle. I do want to note that the learner perspective has been sequentially represented in this model with a linear and clockwise manner for the assignment, but I'm in total agreement that there is complexity to learning. Specifically, and throughout each step, I can confirm that some learning was not sequential, and like most, I did test my thoughts and great ideas, even though I was warned of possible negative outcomes. Lastly, this exercise allowed me to conclude three things as a learner. First, knowledge can make experiences more valued. Second, knowledge alone is not enough to understand. And third, understanding is critical to learn and to help others apply knowledge and gain understanding. Thank you for your attention, and this concludes Assignment 1 for Instructional Design Principles. I look forward to your comments in the discussion.